Hey everybody, Shay here. Time for a quick unboxing to a Kickstarter that I backed a while ago. I had found out about a game called Ironsworn. I was watching a channel do a solo playthrough maybe 2 years ago, and then I followed the developer of that game, and they were going to release a Kickstarter for Starforged. And of course, I had to jump in because I heard a lot of really good things about the Ironforge, and because I saw some of it in play, it was very exciting. It just looked like a cool solo play sort of thing that I'd like to potentially bring to the channel, and so I'm doing this now because I'd like to show people what this is in case you haven't heard of it. I got mine from Kickstarter, so there's going to be potentially some exclusive stuff in here. Listen, I don't remember what I got anymore. I just know this finally came in. It's almost Christmas, and I figured I'm going to treat myself now to a video recording so all of you know what could potentially come to the channel, because I've wanted to bring role-playing, tabletop role-playing, or just role-playing to the channel in some way. This was my way of potentially getting there. Okay, so here, I don't want to do that on top of the mic because it's going to be really loud, but here, let's move this out of the way. We got this thing, we got this thing, and we got this thing. And so now let's throw that out of here. All right, we got the Ironforge asset deck. So this might be to help with some of the actions. I don't know how the game works yet. I've seen it in play. It looks like it works pretty smoothly. It's more narrative driven sort of gameplay, which is what I'm looking for. I try to do some stuff that's more just freestyle role playing. I just miss role playing, you know, to some extent. I feel like I feel like I have an idea of what I would like to do for the channel. It could take some time, some production time, but I don't mind doing it if it's for a game that's this. It's contained. It looks pretty meaty up front, but I feel like in play it wasn't that meaty. It was actually pretty fast paced. We got some these are kind of like the random thing, like as things happen in the narrative, you do rolls, and then these random events, they're nudges, you know, for you to take the story or the scene, is how I kind of remember it. Anyways, we got some planets. Again, I'm not sure how much if I'm going to do like the core book. It's a lot of glare, huh? You can't really see it. Well, in any case, I'm not kind of highlighting the book. It's more like the design of the book, but not the game system itself, okay? But anyways, the design of this book is, I mean, it's good. I mean, it is a you know, cost-effective binding, which is fine. This was, I believe, an add-on to the Kickstarter because I just wanted something in my hands that I could run with. And there's a bunch. Here's the appendix. So this is a bunch of the rolls, right? So when things happen, you come to these tables and you roll like a nudge, or I don't know what they call it in this system, but in any case, that's how I'm kind of seeing it. It's just something that kind of moves you along. It gives you just enough details for you to carry the scene with. We got like anomaly effects, combat actions, so, you know, like hide or sneak, make an indirect attack, perform a feint or trick, and then you just roll with it. You just roll with it. That's the part I love about this, is that it's not like the system itself doesn't. The RNG isn't really. It's hard to explain, but the RNG isn't really RNG. The RNG is just a way for you to trigger story events. I love the creative exercise of that, and so I'm going to give it a try. And that's the rule book, so I just wanted to kind of flip through that real quick, even though I see a lot of glare. Here's the book, and it's got that matte finish on it. It's a pretty thick. I mean, it's a smaller sized book, but it's pretty meaty. It's pretty thick. There you go, Ironsworn. What did I call it? Ironforged? Ironsworn, Starforged. The Ironsworn are like, it's kind of like your destiny. It's like, it's this thing like you make this vow, and then that vow is your narrative drive, your arc for the character. That it's like your motivator. It's a thing that moves along the narrative flow, you know? And so Starforged. I would love to, like, you know, I'd have to get comfortable with this, but I could, you know, do like a Mass Effect, right? Like a Mass Effect, like a little short stories in the Mass Effect world using this system. Look, I don't know. This is it. It's open to whatever. I need to learn the system, and I feel like I want to read another game system. Oh god, it has a thingamajig. Unnecessary, but appreciated. Bookmarks. Those are ribbon bookmarks. That was probably an upgrade for the Kickstarter. Anyways, welcome to the Forge. So we got the rule book, and then we got the breakdowns, the moves, attacking. I mean, this feels like just meaty. Again, a lot of glare for all of you. That really sucks. Anyways, like I said, I guess I'm not breaking down the rule system here. Just looking at some of the art and the production value. Glossy pages. Nice design. It's clean. It's clear. I guess just enough information that if you're playing in this world, you can use the details in here to move you along. We got horror, space horrors. So we can, there's enough for you to roll with whatever. There's character creation summary. We can do character creation together here and like work through the system. I can go as granular as people are interested in going. Like if, I might do it and then I'll see how people like, if you're watching it, then I'll do another piece, right? And we'll work through this book together or something. I'm not sure. We can generate planets. So even that's all random. You can, as I understand things, you generate everything. It can be on the fly. It can be, before you start playing, you can have a skeleton of the things you're going to be running into, or just go on the fly. And I think that's the way I would go. Just like, let's just see. Let's see what happens because I'd have editing on my side, right? So, I mean, I could always take some time to just think the things through if I have to put some more thought into it. But then I can use the power of editing to move you all along and then just tell you a story. But that story will come from random play. Anyways, you're really not seeing much of the text on the book. I can flip to some of the art just to kind of showcase the vibe of this world. So it's a bit of sci-fi mixed in with exploration. And I mean, come on, you can't get, it's Mass Effectian as far as I can see. There's no reason why it couldn't roll that way. There's some arachnite. No, I don't know. I'm sure that... I'm sure that they have rules for like for combat. Like it's not really based on numbers like statistics and attributes and stuff like that of monsters, etc. I'm pretty sure it's going to be narrative, but I'm saying stuff that I'm not sure. And it's continue legacy. That's probably what legacy system maybe. I'm not sure. We'll look into it as we get there. Principles of play. So here's combat of play. Principles of the guide. Tell me that's not. Come on, that's Mass Effect. Oh, look at that. We even have the plant creature. We can turn that in. I know it's a worm, but it could be, you know what I'm saying. Sample NPCs. Okay, so they do have stats. So there's like boarding party, drift pirate, and it looks like they have some sort of like point value system here that is likely you knock one of these off or something. So yeah, there's enough of those. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of stuff online for free that I could pick up if I needed it, or I'll do it on the fly because that's the exercise I'm kind of looking forward to. But this does look like it has pretty much a world around it. It's probably generic-ish for you to do whatever you want. You got your monoliths but I really do feel like part of there's descriptors, so that's how you kind of go on the fly. You got your action, your theme, you got I think it'll be fun. The sector name. So if you don't think of something on the fly, you just come to these lists, roll it up, keep going. Just move, push it along, right? Desert world stats, ocean world stats, so it looks like there's a bunch of things tied to this. Again, I don't know the context of any of this. Character names, creatures, again, so you don't have to think on the fly. If you don't want to come up with stuff on the fly, just roll on the list, move it along. We got, what am I seeing? Medical, engineering, so like, but they're not really, what's it called? Like you see what I mean? They're all just lists of roles. They're just D100 roles. So even for your skill checks, medical, operations, production, research. So yeah, fast-paced stuff. There you go. So I think part of something else I bought, I probably got the PDF for Ironforged just to see if I could also pick up the vibe boards before reading this. This has to be ripped. It's too tight. This is going to be ripped. Yeah, it's ripped. There was zero way of me lifting this without ripping it. Oh man, it's so disappointing. That's one way to do it. The careful way. Ooh, wow, these are printed really nice though. Wow, they're like glossy. They even stick together. They're like super glossy, but it's almost like a laminate, like a plastic laminate on it. That's how thick gloss it is. We've got the deed, the companions, the path. So instead of rolling for it, it's deck based is what I would imagine this is. We got the module, so that might be your scene, your command vehicle. Oh, a way to track your vehicle. Oh, it's probably laminate because you can like mark it with like with the markers that like scrub off or something. I'd imagine that's what this is because these all have to get marked. All right, cool. Well, I'll read into it and see, but this might make it more fast paced, So there you go. That's the Starforged tabletop game. It's a solo play. I believe you can play it with multiple people, but I mean, the selling point for me was that I could have an experience that I could run solo and I could do it as content as well and just enjoy that exercise of thinking on the fly and trying to put short stories together I could come up with a custom world or I could tell stories in worlds that already exist. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that. That's it. I'm going to keep this short, wrap this up, and I'll catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, everybody. Peace.